Okay. Hello. Hello. Okay, let's see where we're at. Let me get set up. I really need an intro screen, huh? Instead of raw dogging these intros like this, trying to come up with things to say while I click around because I can't focus on multiple things at once very well. See where we're at. Like my own voice. Ew. Yuck. You know what else is yuck? Do you know what else is yucky? Monday. Ugh. Ugh. Monday. Gross. Gross. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, am I good? Am I set up here? Do I have all my chanty chat? No, we need. Wait, do we need Twitch? No, Twitch chat's. Okay, we're good. Welcome in. Last I left off, I realized that I needed to write a gameplay effect execution listener type thing. I already have both a pre and post attribute change wonky wonk here, and I already have some attribute change listeners as well. But now I need gameplay effect execution listeners, basically, because I will need to respond to events that are happening. Chanel, welcome in. How are you? Yeah, I need to respond to gameplay effect events. And I'll need to know magnitudes of them, I believe. Let me maybe take a peek here at... I didn't really like the gameplay cues. The way they had gameplay cue notify things set up. I didn't really like it. One, you needed to create an actor, and two, it like... I guess the underlying implementation of this means that every gameplay cue notify actor is loaded into the game at all times without having to go in and change some things, which I felt was weird. Also, like it requires, you know, as all systems in Unreal gameplay ability system, it required a ton of tags as well. This is what I'm looking for here. I wanted to know what information they pass here. Working like usual? Yeah, Mondays. I will be working here soon. In about 3 to 4 hours, 3-ish hours, I will be working too. It looks like this is all the information. Oh, there's gameplay effect levels. I forgot about that. Forgot there are levels to gameplay effects. Welcome in. How are you? Welcome. So I think... yeah, so they do have them. I don't know what normalized and raw magnitude are. I don't know what that difference is. But they do have magnitude, which is what I was curious about. So yeah, we're going to send magnitude. They have location. How does that get populated? How does that get populated? I kind of created my own events through this anyway, so... yeah, so we're gonna pass in that stuff basically. We're gonna create our own listeners and whatnot. We're gonna do it basically. I think the entity data will be very similar to the attribute change listeners, but it will have a potentially an effect handle? Question mark? Potentially an effect handle. I'm thinking. Okay, hang on. And I need to change all of this, and this is going to be a pain. This is going to be an absolute pain. I don't want to have to do this, but it is necessary. So let me recap by reading some of these to-dos here. I was pontificating upon this at the end of the last stream, and I knew I didn't have time to get it done, so I was just kind of jotting down some notes here. Where was the... Cannot find declaration. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, brother? Is my editor broken? Oh, my editor's broken. Why are you broken? I just close and reopen that tab. Processor. Okay, we're good. What you doing? What are you doing? We're doing some game dev today. I've been rewriting the gameplay ability system, which is an Unreal Engine system. And it's a fine system. It works nicely, and it's very powerful. A bit of a learning curve to it, but it's a fine system. And I don't say that about every Unreal Engine system that I've rewritten so far. But I wrote an ECS, and when I wrote the ECS, I want to run the whole world. I want thousands and thousands of NPCs running at a time, you know, and then the gameplay ability system basically just was not able to handle that at a large scale. I got to about 200 entities in combat before I dropped to about 20 FPS. And it was primarily just because of gameplay, I'll say timers, and then also gameplay effect executes, which are taking about 100 microseconds. And so that's 100 microseconds isn't very much. That's fine for most games. For probably 99% of games, that's probably fine. But when you multiply that by thousands, that is very non-negligible. That is a very non-negligible amount of CPU time. And it also has to happen on the game thread, so it's completely clogging up my arteries, or why did I say that? Not my arteries, my game thread, which is basically like the main artery of a video game. So yeah, I'm rewriting it into my ECS system, and there's a gnat that will not fucking leave me alone. I don't know what is the deal with both airplane food and gnats. I don't get it. What's the deal? I don't know. But I need to handle, I guess I'm creating kind of like gameplay events right now. And I need gameplay effect listeners. So I need to understand which gameplay effects have executed, what is their magnitude when they do execute, what attribute have they executed, which I don't know that we get in the old system. We might even get some, I'll just leave this open for now, just as a reference. So this is like how gameplay queues happen in the old system. This is how you would listen to like gameplay effect executions, basically. There's also another good reference point for me is going to be post gameplay effect execute, which happens on the attribute set, which is interesting. And I've just returned here to skip this. This is the old way. So what information do we get here? We just get data, mod callback data, which is spec evaluated data and target. And so we get, okay, so we do get the attribute that is modified, the mod op, type, the effect handle. I don't know why is valid would ever be false there. And the raw magnitude before being clamped, I see. Okay, so that would probably be the difference between normalized and raw. It's pre versus post. Okay, I think I get you. I think I get it. Okay. So the way I tabulate my attributes now is I ended up having to do a bit of leak code, and when I say I had to do a bit of leak code, what I mean is I just prompted for it. So I didn't feel like doing it. But we need to build out basically the dependencies of which attributes need to be changed by all of the currently active effects. We need to do that because some attributes are based off of the values of other attributes. So when you want to calculate max health, I have that based off of 10 times stamina. There's a stamina attribute, there's a max health attribute. When I apply a calc max health gameplay effect, it looks like this. Where's calc max health? It looks like this. So we have an infinite duration on there, and then we have attribute mod effect data. We have one added in there for max health. We're going to override it, and it's an attribute-based calculation type, and that is based on stamina. The coefficient is 10, so that's 10 times stamina. So that means that we need to evaluate whatever stamina is. We need to apply all the magnitudes, all the gameplay effects to stamina first before we can evaluate what max health is. So I have to build out that dependency. Like it's a topological sort, I guess, is what we're looking for here. Again, shout out to Gemini for that function. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I could have written that, but it would have taken me like an hour or two to get it right. Or I could have just prompted for it, right? Very, you know, say what you will about AI. I don't vibe code. I think vibe coding is cringe, but it's very nice for some narrow use cases. Like the more algorithmy or the more mathy something is, and the more like general it is, it's probably not a bad use case for AI, for an AI prompt. Usually I just stick with the autocompletes. That's enough for me. Did you do a live covering how you got PCG to dynamically spawn points within your chunk system? Something I'm struggling with at the moment. Yeah, I do. I couldn't point you to one. I have no. My videos are probably pretty poorly organized. I'm sure there's one somewhere where I explain it. We can show that here. So for reference, I'm working on an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite game with procedural destructible terrain. This is the procedural terrain system here that we're spawning. This is just like one random seed. So it's seeded deterministically random. And I think my character is broken. Yeah, my character is a bit broken. So he's just going to be sliding around. That's fine. But yeah, so this is just a small section of the world that's spawned around the character. But everything on here is spawned by PCG, which is what Michael's asking about. And there are terrain chunks. So there's these squares. There are 3D chunks as well, so like this is a separate chunk than this. But basically all I do is I started with the PCG biome plugin, which is a built-in plugin. But that was like super fucking complicated for what I needed it for. And so I just attached a PCG component onto each terrain chunk. A terrain chunk is an actor with a dynamic mesh component. And then I just attached a PCG component to it. And then I have it set to generate on demand, generation trigger. And then I manually manage the life cycle of the PCG stuff. And usually it just, I guess I kind of have like 3 stages. One is just ungenerated. The next one is fully generated. And then a third one is like half generated. And half generated is where I like get rid of the full, anything without collision on it, I get rid of. And that would be for like stuff out here. Like the terrain chunks aren't actually generated, but the PCG is, so. There's no grass here. The grass is, I removed the grass part. But here there is grass. So it's, that's like a million times more simple than using the PCG biomes plugin. Which, you know, check that out. That might be a solution for you. It depends on what you're doing with it. It was very heavy. It was very heavy-handed, and it was doing a lot of hierarchical. There's like a mode for PCG where it's like hierarchical partition runtime generation or something like that. I don't know. A lot of words. Too many words for me, so I was like, I don't want that. So each chunk uses its own PCG component and no issues with tons of meshes and collision while moving around the world, like hitching and frame drops. Well, the PCG component is just for the generation, right? All of the spawned things are just instant static meshes. And they're in separate instant static mesh components. I do have hitching and frame drops, but that's just because of some things that I need to optimize, not because of like collision or anything like that. I had to write my own sampler nodes. I wrote my own like PCG chunk surface sampler or something like that. I forget what I called it. And that's because I just store the raw output from my compute shaders as it's an array of indices and an array of triangles, or an array of vertices, an array of indices. And then I treat that as like a spatial data structure. I put it in like a bounding volume hierarchy, and then instead of using like what you would use in PCG normally, something like a world hit ray query and a surface sampler, because you need collision to like trace against to get to sample the points, or for most of the time in PCG. But now mine doesn't need any collision at all, so I just trace against that bounding volume hierarchy spatial data. And that's there. But yeah, I mean, if you're just doing terrain chunks and you need PCG to spawn, yeah, just put a PCG component on each one and let it rip. That part's not too bad. That part's not too bad. And then you could even do things with you can do settings on some of these for like distance culling if you're not using like nanite and stuff like that, which I probably just should do some anyway, because these are not nanite meshes, even though I have nanite on. Can I stand up? I don't know what's going on with my character. You can still cast things, that's fun. Okay. Silly. Oh, okay, that one's broken. Oh, wonderful. Goody goody. Why are we crashing here? It's gonna be WoW? No, I am not making WoW. Ability is invalid there. Is it, or am I just crazy? Yeah, that looks quite invalid. Why is that? Why is that? Activated abilities. Yeah. I guess do we not end abilities properly? Okay, this one just doesn't even open correctly. Well, I guess the fireball actually, it never hit anything, so it might never have ended actually. Let's ignore that for now. Let's ignore that for now. Okay, but back to the attributes. Okay. All right, get that over there. Attributes. Okay, we need to do game post, gameplay effect, execute. That is what we need to do here. So yeah, recap on what I do now. I calculate the dependencies and sort them. And I iterate over attributes and apply mod to each attribute. That is good. That is good that I start with attributes out there. Let's new line that. Hello, bro. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. I hope it's a good Monday. Someone tell me it's a good Monday. I'm not ready for a bad Monday. I can't handle it. Yeah, the way I need to store the magnitudes now, though, in a different way. That's going to be the main issue. I think everything we have, I think we'll just need to change the data structures a bit here. What do I have? Let me remind myself. I have the mod depths. Yeah, and then I store it by mod operation. And then I store base value and current value. That's going to need to change. Aggregate magnitudes. I need to store evaluated magnitude per each entity modified by an effect. so that I can make effect execution listeners and pass them the final evaluated magnitude for that attribute. And then evaluate modifier. This is where the base, I'll call this like base magnitude, I think is what I would want to call this. The like, this is before it gets applied. Now this may be the same as final magnitude. It may be. For additive mods, it would be. For additive mods, it would be. I believe. It is C++, yes. If it works, don't touch it. Well, it does work at the moment, but we need more functionality. We need more features. I need gameplay effect execution listeners, which means we have to break it. Okay, so we evaluate the modifier, and then that just gets passed directly into apply magnitude on the mod operator. What do I call this? Mod op aggregation, and it's an aggregation of base and current value. Because those do need to be stored separately. They do need to be sold separately. So that's all like the first step. And so I think I need to store this now. This part needs to be this needs to be per attribute. Does it need to be per attribute? It's per effect per attribute. Yeah, I think so. I think per effect per attribute. So theoretically, I could have a data structure kind of hierarchy where we have like a map of attribute to all of the evaluated magnitudes. Zakaria, thank you for the sub. Welcome in. Yeah, I don't have anything like that right now. I don't have any, so maybe I just need to wrap this. This is a modifiers by effect entity. Wait, what do I use that for? Remind me. Oh, that's in calculate dependencies. Oh, that's just for calculating the magnitude. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. What I was doing before, and then we calculate base magnitude, and then I think this needs to be in a loop. Well, we're in a loop over attributes, so we're already doing this on a per attribute basis. I need to loop over effects. But the thing is, like, I already looped over effects, so I think I just need to combine these loops a little bit here. I think I need to combine these a bit. Because in calculate dependencies, we loop over the active effects. Although it's kind of nice to have it in 2 steps. It is kind of nice to have it in 2 steps. Mod F attribute mod dependencies, dependent attributes. That's literally just for sorting. That's literally just for sorting. As we go into here, and then that's like, yeah, that's it. That's just for sorting, so we don't care about that for the most part. Honestly, I probably should get rid of that to make this data smaller so we can iterate over it faster. Probably should do that, and then we probably should. Oh, this is attribute to mod depths, and then we sort it. Ugh, okay. Let's just make it work first. We'll optimize it later. I think I need an additional modifiers by effect entity. That kind of feels like this should be on the outside. Because if I have the effect entity and the modifier, what if an entity has multiple modifiers of the same kind? Map. I guess it would overwrite it. Okay, so that doesn't quite work, actually. Then actually, I don't have that scenario at the moment, but that would kind of get messed up, I think. I suppose that's just in the calculate dependencies. Oh, this is hairy. This is hairy. Yeah, I don't like the way that I'm doing this. And then I have to check if it's a periodic effect and skip it. Okay, let me sketch out a T map. I don't, well, let me maybe make a new struct here. Maybe let me make a new struct. F test struct. I think what I would need it in a sort of, just call this map for now. I think I would need, I guess in my head, this is, I need to do entity on the outside, or not entity, attributes on the outside. Because we need to evaluate the attributes in a certain order. So that has to be outside. And then there's potentially duplicated effects across them. So we want the F entity, which is the effect entity. And then we would want all of the modifiers. F attributes, modifier. Did I spell that wrong? I did. Oh, I spelled it wrong. I didn't even spell the type correctly. Okay, let's fix that. Modifier. Modifier. There we go. So that would be the, well, no, I would need, this would need to be a T array. Actually. We could have multiple attribute modifiers on the same attribute on the same effect. Thanks for the subs, guys. Welcome in. Welcome in. What type of game are you making? RPG Colony Sim Roguelite. So this is actually like the data structure that I would need. And then maybe what we just do here is for calculate dependencies, let's maybe just make a different data structure. just throw out the old one. I need this guy. Hey, make MMORPG. Okay, yeah, I'll get right on that after next stream. Okay, we'll make an MMO next stream. How about that? We'll just whip that up real quick. This probably we would want that to be T and a mass byte as well. This is a nasty map. That's a nasty one. Here's the attributes. Here's all the effects of that attribute. Okay, so let's do something like this. If we would do like a for each, we would need to iterate. I guess we could build out the inner map here as a part of this calculate dependencies. Yeah, we're already iterating over effects there. So maybe let's add something to dependencies here. It's doing by it's by mod operation. I forgot about that one. The mod operation. Well, if we just store each mod op in a different channel. If we just have like a whoops. So I think that would be, we would need a mod operation channel for what, each attribute? That would need to be on a per attribute basis. So I would need a struct to contain that side by side. And that would be like, we would have this in there. I don't even know, what do I call this? Like effect effect modifiers for this attribute, like an F. What is this? Like an attribute mod effect? Sure. Sure. And then I would want a T map of what was my E attribute mod op? The mod operation type, whether it's like additive or multiplicative or override. And then I guess I would need the this type, the mod op ag, which is not going to work because it's cleared afterwards. But we're gonna leave it there for a second. Mod op ag by op type. That's, these words become nonsense. Is this a bunch of game code? It is, yeah. We do a preview or a test. Pretty far away from that, unfortunately. Pretty far away from that. But yeah, we need a map of mod op to base and current value aggregations, I think, is what we would need. This would turn into something like that. Something like that. And so I would hope that we could build this. And then maybe this map, maybe this map just exists outside here, outside of a struct. So we have this map. What am I calling this? Like attribute calculations or something? I don't even know. Attribute magnitude calcs. Attribute modifier. Let's just call it attribute mod map. Something simple. It's kind of complicated as to what its use case is anyway, so it's not like we're going to be able to come up with a name that fully encapsulates it anyway, so let's just keep it simple for now. So we would have that mod map. We can still calculate the sorted keys to iterate over. We do need to know which order. I do need to know which order to go in still, so we still need that part. Keep that there. We have our attribute mod effect map where we need to go through and like tabulate all the mods and stuff. Let me pass that in there real quick and just start specking out what this code would look like. And I'm calling this attribute mod map. So we're going to iterate over these effects. We're going to iterate over these effects. Attribute modifier. It didn't change that? That's weird. Okay. Okay, so if we don't have any mod data, skip it. If it's periodic and it's not time to apply it, we skip it. How many lines of code goes into a game? 6,969, no more, no less. If you have more than that, not a game. If you have less than that, won't work. So yeah, exactly that number. Yeah. Are you a middle programmer? What does that mean? What is a middle programmer? Iterate over the modifiers in the effect. Okay, so here's where we need to start actually doing things with this. This is legacy code now. That's a lot. I don't know if you actually took me seriously or not, but that was a joke because, first of all, no one counts that number. Like, no one really. I mean, you can run stats on your code base to find that number, but like, that no one cares about that number. First of all, and second of all, that number is different for literally every game. There is no game that shares the same number of lines of code. It's also like a pretty arbitrary number as well, like if you want to consider dependencies and stuff like that. Okay, let's start doing things here. Let me put like a hold there for a second. We're still gonna need that. I just want to separate what I'm doing here. Modifier, attribute. So when we're iterating over effects here, so we need to find, and so this should be a ref dot find or add, and what am I calling this? This is going to be mod effect map. Make sure that's a ref find or add for modifier dot attribute. Is that not right? Oh, right, because it's not a boolean. Yeah, we have this. It's not a pointer, rather. Effect modifiers. So mod ag by op type. I don't think I need to fill out mod ag by op type at the moment. I think I just do we do another find or add by effect dot effect entity here. This is an array. This is a mod array. And we add that modifier in there. So that is building that list. Mod ag by op type. Do I fill that out now? Even though I'm not like evaluating it yet? Let's fill that out. So we want auto ref. This is going to be mod op type ag. Oh god, these names are horrid. These are horrible names, and I should feel horrible about myself. Mod op type ag dot. I guess I just find or add, and I'm doing nothing with it. I guess I'm not really doing anything with that yet. So I'm not actually I guess I'm storing modifiers by effect entity, but I don't think I'll need that in the future. I shouldn't, at least, because we're not going to iterate over that when we aggregate magnitudes. Yeah, I don't think we need that. I'm gonna not do this one. I don't think we need that one. We're gonna skip that one. Find or add. Yeah, just find or add. So that kind of builds out this effect modifiers list. That at least builds this map out. And then I think we iterate over that in here. So we would probably do something like attribute mod map dot find attribute type auto. This is attribute mod effect map attribute mod effect map. So if this attribute is being affected, then we apply mod on it. I would think we would do that on it. Although attribute mod effect map now has effect modifiers and then mod ag by op type. So we would want to pass that in. I think we'd want to pass that in. Entity, attribute, data, we need that. Attribute type, of course. This mod ag by op type, that's probably the part that needs to change. Attribute changed, data, we would need that as well. Okay, so we're gonna keep the old stuff in there. Pass in attribute mod effect map. So this is happening across different attributes. So we were scoped to the attribute here within the supply mod. Let me grab the attribute mod effect map, which is this structure. Attribute mod effect map ref, attribute mod effect map, throw that in there. We'll go ahead and update that declaration rather. Okay, so within here, if we don't have the attribute, maybe we should check that outside of this. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. Excuse me. Sorry. So now I need to iterate over each. I need to iterate over each thing in effect modifiers and then aggregate all of their magnitudes into the appropriate channel. Well, I also need to store I need a different struct than attribute modifier because this is the struct that's on. This is literally on the effect entity data, so I can't edit that. That should not be edited. I need maybe like a wrapper around this. Do I need a wrapper around that? I actually need like a because this is per attribute. We have this per attribute, so I would need like something not an array here. I think I need something else for tmap f entity to basically like a float for like what, like final magnitudes. So it's an effect, final effect magnitudes, we'll say. I think that's what I would need. Can you stop? Can you go away, please? I don't need every time I click around, I don't need you to pop up and tell me. I know. I'm aware. I'm well aware. Final effect magnitude. So that's just a map of effect entity to whatever their final evaluated magnitude is for this effect. And I guess it wouldn't matter what their calculation type is, whether it's additive or multiplicative. And it wouldn't matter if there's two different attribute modifiers that modify the same attribute for this effect. We would just add it onto there. So I think that's all I want. But what if I want that breakdown? You know, what if I want to have an effect listener or something? Let me go back here. What do they have here? They only have a difference between normalized magnitude, raw magnitude. Do they even have like what attribute it affected? I don't even think they have that breakdown. So mine is already going to be probably a little higher fidelity than the built-in one. I guess they have aggregated tags, which I don't think I would care about at all. They have some some contextual information as well. Is there other like? Are there other events? I forget. Are there other events for the gameplay queue? Handle gameplay queue? That's the one. I have that one. I have that one. Yeah, okay. But I think the answer is no. Not for a gameplay queue, at least. Not for the gameplay queue, at least. Okay, so that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, there's no breakdown. In that case, I guess I would just... in that case, I would just change... If I wanted to break down, like, per modifier. I guess the event would get, like... Let me type out some comments here. Let me make, like, a... Let me make like an event struct here. So I can use struct f, what do I call this? Effect execute event, we'll call it something like that. I think we'll have float final magnitude. Or no, I would have the array. Maybe I just use this event for what we want here. We have an array of attribute modifiers. Yeah, I guess. I mean, how would I make it? How would I distinguish between attribute modifiers? It's not like they have like equality operators or anything on them. Float magnitude. I guess it would give me some information about like what their base information was. So maybe I would have like a T array. I would have the like F entity, effect entity, right? Final magnitudes. Maybe just do 2 arrays side by side. And then this is F attributes modifiers, and then they would be equal length, so whatever index one's at, you get the other. Effect entity. Do we just need entity final mags and modifiers? Maybe I'm gonna go back and look at this. Although this helps me. We're completely diverging from that now. So effect, and I can get like context and stuff. If I have the effect entity, I can get all the context information I need just based on that. So this is like, I guess, the smallest piece of data. Oh, I need the attribute as well. Duh. So T enum as by E entity attribute. Attribute. We need the attribute that we affected here. Although the modifier would have that information on it, right? But it's just, I guess it's just nice to have. It's a byte's worth of information, so tiny data just for some ease of use. Yeah, something like that, I think. So that's going to be like what we need. And I might need like, I may need a distinction between raw and normalized magnitude. And that would probably be the pre and post. Okay, this the pre-attribute change and the post pre-attribute change. Not the post-attribute change. Not to be confused with that. Not to be confused with that. I'm about to do something that will push humanity into a post-scarcity society. Welcome in, Voxel. Is it shitposting in YouTube Shorts live streams? I don't know if that'll push humanity that far. I think that might actually pull us back. But anyways, maybe I need like an array of these event things that I've built out. But I really only need these for each of the listeners that exist. Really only need these for, you know, I don't need to build these out or anything if there's not a listener, if there's not someone who cares about this information. So that's kind of annoying. But it's just going to be such a pain in the ass to do it retroactively. But now I kind of know attribute mod effect map. So this would be the, I guess, yeah, we would just need to store the T array of floats here, question mark. And then what about the base and current value aggregations based on mod op? I mean, that goes there. I don't know that I need this. I think I would just grab it by the mod ag by op type. which I guess that's what aggregate magnitudes is. Yeah, I don't think I want to. We may actually need a T-array of this. Do I need a T-array of that? Let me look at magnitude aggregate mod ag by op type. So let's instead use this one. Mod ag by op type. God, I hate some of these names that I've come up with here. Okay, so update that. Best of luck for today's session. I also want to work on my projects and learn stuff, but I'm stuck doing college assignments. I feel your pain, brother. I feel it. Believe me, I have been there. So I dropped out of college because I realized I was learning more outside of class than I was inside of class. And I somehow convinced someone to give me a job. That was 10 years ago today. Not today, but like this year, I think. But good luck, man. Fight the good fight. Mod ag by op type. So here's our mod op ag. Modifiers by effect entity. So I should... Yeah, I guess I'm not aggregating these. Here's what I'm going to change this, actually. Because we should be... I think we should be storing everything by entity here. And maybe it would be best to just have one map. And then I think in here I'm going to change this to... This is going to be the channeled version. So we're going to have the mod op type in there. And then I think this information will actually go in there. Okay, this is going to be... I need yet another struct. F, what is this now? This is F... And let's rename this mod op ag channels. And then we'll name this one F mod ag channel, which we would have this. And then maybe we would have an apply magnitude here as well. And then this one, we would just do modifiers by effect entity, find or add mod op. F, we need to put that in there. Ag channel. And then we would do ag channel dot apply magnitude and just kind of forward it there. Don't know if we need mod op at that point. So I mean, really, this would just we could just put this in line. We could just put another tmap of tmap. And then change this. This is now aggregation magnitude channel aggregation. Just call this aggregation channels. Oh boy, does anyone know what I'm talking about right now? 'Cause I feel like I'm losing myself. Okay. Mod op if it's over yeah. Okay, that I think is good. Now let's put you below. You stop complaining. Now this one, we can delete this one. Well, no, we're still using that actually at the moment. We need to change this guy now. So aggregate magnitudes. Aggregate magnitudes. Now we're storing by like channels and shit now. Fmodop ag channels. This is ag channel. Modop ag channels dot aggregation channels. Good God. Oh, I hate the long lines of code. Ugh. Let's actually not do a structured or what do you call this? A destructuring or whatever. Let's not do that. Or entry. the default name for a map variable. Entry dot key f entity effect entity, yeah, that. No, not that. And then we want the fmod ag channel entry dot value. What are you saying to me? Oh, implicit conversion copy operation. If I do const ref, is it fine? I'm a fucking dummy. I'm a big dummy. That is not what this is at all. I don't know why I thought it was an entity. This is mod op. We have the mod op. Mod ag by op type. Wait a second. Everything's red. Everything is red. Attribute mod effect map. Yeah. Attribute mod effect map. Mod ag by op type. Okay, yeah, we did change that to entity. That's why I thought it was entity. And so this is now no longer mod ag by op type. This is you know what? Let's do this instead. Let's get rid of the the aggregation channels here. And put that here. Put the aggregation channels there. By magnitude. Aggregation channel. Okay. Get that out of here. Aggregation channels, find or add. Well, I need an entity now too. So I need f entity. This is effect entity. Const ref that. No unnecessary copies are necessary here. So we want to find or add effect entity, and then dot find or add again on mod op. There we go. New line that so we can see it. Okay. Okay, so that's resolving now. Let's go back over here. Aggregate magnitudes. Let's update that declaration. Mod ag by op type is now no longer. Is that even the right signature for what I'm passing in here? I don't think it is. I don't think so. What the hell do I need to be passing in here? Mod attribute mod effect map. Let me throw the type on here so I can just fucking read it better. Attribute mod effect map is now a pointer. It's now a pointer. We can dereference that pointer though. That's why it's Angie. That is why it's Angie. So attribute mod effect map. Attribute mod effect map. Passing in aggregation channels is what we should be passing in here. Should I? Because we're iterating over Mod ag channel. What is this? This is... Wait, am I still doing mod op to ag channel? Yeah. Like this map is the channel, actually. So I kind of want to rename this. Mod, let's call this a mod mag ag. I'm making them too short. Magnitude. Modifier magnitude aggregation. That's the long name of that, which I hate. So this is a ref. Make this a ref, please. Thank you. This is aggregation channels. So we're going to iterate over. You know what? I kind of just want to fucking delete all of this. Yeah, just call this entry. This is an ag channel. And then we will go t enum as byte, e attribute, entity attribute, no. Attribute mod operation. Mod mag ag. What a name. What a name. Okay, so with that being said, we don't need that. Do we just do one loop here actually? Did this get simpler? No way. There's no way that's the case. For each ag channel. What am I doing here now? What am I doing here? I don't have the effects themselves. I don't have the effects. So how am I getting the magnitude to apply here? I don't think I am. I need the effect entity. Aggregate magnitudes. Yeah, that is a, okay, yeah, that's why we didn't, yeah, I do need the other loop. I do need the other loop. This is incorrect. We need this whole piece of shit right here. I might as well just pass in the fucking, this thing. Might as well just pass in that thing. And then we iterate over dot aggregation channels here, which we just get, let's do auto ref because that's a long signature. Entry. Entity, effect, entity. There we go. For ag channel. This, let's just do entry dot value here. Ag channel. There we go. Yeah, that's what I missed. Okay. That's what I missed. Okay, so we do have the effect entity, their attribute modifier. I don't have that. Apply magnitude just goes on here, right? Have I already added all of the... I don't have the attribute modifier. Dude, everything. Oh my god, everything's red. Everything's red. Target entity should apply to base value. The mod op, that's fine. I think I should just be iterating over active effects here once again. And I already will have done that in the calculate dependencies function. So maybe I should just do that there. Let me grab this code and just see how this fits. Mod ag, of course, I messed that part up. Mod effect map. So we're going through the modifiers. The attribute modifier. Yeah, so I would need to pass that in. That's this. Attribute modifier. Effect entity. Yeah. This feels a little bit better. Do I have the mod op here? I do. Mod effect map. Apply magnitude. This attribute, no. Oh, we're not passing in the full thing. Calculate dependencies. Attribute mod map. Attribute mod map. This guy. There we go. Effect entity. Grab the target off of the effect entity. Okay, why are you angry? Oh, I need to just pass in the effect entity itself as well. There we go. Okay, so that is actually, get rid of that comment for now. We don't need comments. That's called lack of job security. That's what comments are called. Attribute effect map, mod ag by op type. That is already going to do that finder add for me, essentially. Final effect magnitudes. What am I doing here? Effect modifiers. Okay. That's fine. I could do a T-pair here. I'll just make the signature even more disgusting. We're not going to do that. This, I don't think I need. I think I have, oh no, this is still calculating. I don't think I need that part at the end there. This is still calculating the depending attributes so that we do them in the right order eventually. So this is calculate dependencies. And I need to rename this function because now it's doing multiple things. Skip if periodic, and not our time. This should never... No, that theoretically could happen, yeah. Just say, don't care about effects that don't modify attributes, yeah. Mod array, mod, okay, and so here, calculate magnitudes per effect, we're already in a per attribute map, so I don't need to say that. Per channel. I should maybe rename the mod op to like because the modifier operation could be additive, it could be multiplicative, it could be override, and I think I'll end up having more. As well. But that is effectively a channel, and this is kind of what Middle was telling me the other day. Channels are a separate thing in gas, I suppose, but they serve the same purpose. They're just kind of like an advanced version. And then I store the base and current value. For effect, per mod fire operation, we'll say. And they're saying AI will replace us developers, AI will shut down instead of coding that. Is it really worth it to code in 2025? Ah, duty. Howdy doody. And a fine howdy doody to you as well. I still write code and I still get paid for it. With that being said, I think the answer is yes. This is free time coding though. I'm not getting paid to do this. Calculate dependencies. entity magnitude mod operation apply to base value. Yeah, I think we will have actually. Yeah, we won't need that anymore. We won't actually. Hang on. I can't do this. I can't do this at this stage because we won't have sorted it yet. I can't do this. That's why I couldn't do it. Because we won't have sorted it. Actually. Yeah. Okay, so we need to basically, yeah. We need to go back. Because I have to do them in a dependent order. Yeah, that's the whole reason I fucking did that. Now I need to get the modifier thingos off of here. Give me this guy. So they already all should have modifier operations here. Or modifier effect datas here. Find attribute mod. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I need to iterate over the attribute mods on this entity, this effect. Effect target data. Yeah, we're already getting target data off the effect as well. Apply mag. So and then we iterate over like the ag channels. Wait, what am I fucking doing here? I don't think I iterate over the ag channels here. I think I iterate over the effect entity. I think we iterate over God, my throat. Sorry guys. Sorry. I think I iterate over active effects here. I think I iterate over active effects here, actually. I think that's more gooder. We would need to pass that in. Which we won't have passed that in at this point. God. Oh, this is turning into an absolute. Oh, we are iterating over the attribute type. I mean, we should already, we should already have the effect entities in here. It's like, otherwise I'm gonna be iterating over more than I need to, actually. Undo that thought process. Ignore the last 5 minutes of what I said. So this should already be populated, right? We will have populated that. No, we won't have. We should populate that here. Just don't do the evaluation yet. Just don't do the evaluation yet. Calculate dependencies. Mod array, effect modifiers, final effect magnitudes we're not going to do at the moment. I don't even know if I'll need that actually, but aggregation channels. I need to just populate these. I'll need to iterate over it and apply magnitude for each one. Excuse me. So we're on attribute modifier. For each attribute modifier, I guess I would need to grab the boop boop boo. What am I passing in here? Attribute mod effect map. This guy right there. Add. We don't add modifier, just add a blank one. Blank one. And I guess we just add here. I can just find or add here, actually. Find or add. I don't actually do anything with the return type either. Mod ag by op type. What the fuck is this? Mod ags? That's the old thing. Okay, interesting. Repopulate so that I can aggregate later in the proper order. I don't know if I need this thing anymore. Mod ag by op type. Okay, but our ag channels are pre-popped. We've pre-popped the ag channels. Now we can iterate over the ag channels and do the application. The attribute modifier is not there, though. That is not there. So I think maybe we actually iterate over effect modifiers. Because that gives us everything we need in here. So maybe I don't need to pre-pop them at all. So iterate over that. Entry.key is still entity. We iterate over that, and then we do a for each on entry.value. This ag channel is now attribute modifier. Thank you for the subs, guys. Welcome. Welcome. Attribute modifier. I should have the mod op on here, but that's kind of straightforward. We just do modifier op. There we go. Beautiful. That is actually beautiful. So we don't need to pre-pop those at all because the apply magnitude will do it for us. So don't pre-pop. No pre-pops. No pre-pops necessary. If mod ags contains attribute type, I guess we still probably need that. Or the old one. There we go. Guess we still need that. Although, no, the find is what's doing it, actually. Because I don't think we need the mod ags anymore. I don't think we need this param anymore. That is just for sorting now, actually. It's just for sorting now. So what is that, the fourth param? Mod op to channel, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, okay. We will have to figure out another way. We can do it. And then aggregate magnitudes. We have all the evaluated modifiers now. Sorry, my throat is in shambles this morning, apparently. So we aggregate all the magnitudes. And now we need to actually, I guess we need to actually iterate over this and then apply these magnitudes to... I wonder if just the modifier magnitude aggregation should store the... kind of feel like that should maybe store the final value. Final magnitude. And so that means we might need like a get or something. Attribute aggregate magnitudes on the attribute mod effect map. And so now we're going to iterate over that map again, I guess. Yeah, we need to iterate over the attribute mod effect map dot, no, not effect modifiers. Should this just have the modifier on it? No. I think we still iterate over effect modifiers. I mean, it doesn't matter what we iterate over here at first because we can get the other ones. Let's just do aggregation channels. And I could put these into its own map, right? Attribute mod effect map, which could just be a T map of entity to these values. I'll go through and make a pass at the structure, the structure, yeah. After this to see how much simpler I can make it. Let's just keep plowing ahead with this and just get it into a somewhat working state so we can get these thoughts out of my fucking head. They hurt. So we need to iterate over something here. I think we need information from multiple things anyway. Make sure it's a ref. What are you building, bro? A lot. Entity. Effect entity equals entry.key. Yeah. Yeah. And so I do need to iterate over this and calculate the final magnitudes for it, I suppose. But I need to do it by mod op type, actually. So we need to like, yeah, so this is going to be, give me this. Mod ag by op type, entry top value. What a fucking disgusting signature. I just do auto. Should I just fucking slap an auto on it? Okay. Mod mag ag by mod op. And so then that's when we would grab this. Yeah, because we're already in a per attribute scope. We're already doing this per attribute. Now we're going to do this per effect. Oh. Oh. Now we're going to do this perfect. So I just need to, all of this. I don't know. No, we want to do this at the, we don't necessarily need to do this all. This is where I do, we just keep plowing ahead here. Dot find override. And this is F modifier magnitude aggregation. Mod mag ag. Why are you mad? Oh, because it's a pointer, right? That's fine. If we have that. Total override value. Yeah, so I guess the problem is oh man, the override settings, man. That's gonna be, oh, that's gonna be nasty. So if we have a modifier magnitude operation type of override on an attribute, that is going to negate all of the other potential operations on there. And I don't necessarily know that. I would have to iterate through at this point. That's nasty. Because then it's like everything I'm doing is kind of moot, because like I wouldn't want the gameplay effect execution event, that should be 0 in that case for these other ones that got overridden, right? Because they never actually applied. They never got applied. I almost need to like, in the aggregation step, I should probably just remove that if that event happens, and then that way I don't have to worry about it later. That would be nice. It would be nice to not have to do that. We have the attribute mod effect map, which is this guy here. And this is for, I guess I kind of just want like a T set here for like, or no, it would be a bool. We would just want a bool for like B contains override. If it contains an override and it's not equal to override, return. What about multiple overrides? That would require an effect to have multiple overrides on the same attribute. That's dumb. You shouldn't do that. What would you expect to happen if you were to do that as a designer? You shouldn't expect nothing. That is undefined behavior. Okay, we're saying we're calling it now. That's undefined behavior. That means I don't have to fucking write code to handle it, and that's just how it's gonna go. That's just gonna be how it goes. If we contain an override and the mod operation is not equal to override, we're not gonna fucking add it. Ignore other mod types as they won't apply. There we go. And then we just need to say if we get past here and we're override, set it to true. Yeah. This is JetBrains Writer. Do you have any advice? Wait, oh, you just deleted your message. Did you? Or did my thing? Do you have any advice for beginners who want to start coding? Nothing specific. Nothing specific, but, you know, if you don't know where to start and stuff like that, there is a wealth of knowledge on the internet. And that's how I learned. I would suggest starting there. Okay, so now we don't have to worry about that scenario, which is really nice. That's a really clean and nice way to handle that. Now I don't fucking care. Oh, I didn't really evaluate modifier. Why are you? Okay, that was weird. Okay, now I don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about that. Now I can go through here and find... what is this? Mod ag... Wait, I lost my train of thought here. We are in aggregation channels. We're in this map here. And then I found override. Okay, if we have an override, we can return because we don't need to do anything else, right? Or let's do an else. I think that's a bit more clear. I think the else is it. That's how I was doing it down here as well. So mod mag ag. This is where we can... Wait, will I already have done... Yes, I will already have done this. So I need to get the magnitude in this channel. Okay, so float get base value for this should just go on the modifier. This one should go on here, yeah. Which would just be base value. Oh, and then this is where, yeah. Okay, I need to do this, but then we switch to mod mag ag here. Okay, yeah, that's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. Okay, so this new and old base value, we do need to do that, but we're going to do it on like a fucking per... We're going to be changing them multiple times within a frame, essentially, I think. Cronin, welcome. Top of the morning to you as well. Do I want to do these on a per ag channel basis? My trigger finger is so quick now. Okay. No, I don't think I do. So old base value, new base value, and this is on a per attribute basis. Old base value, new base value. And then it's like I need the old and new for this aggregation as well. Makes me want to learn coding so bad. Do it. What's stopping you? And don't tell me you don't know where to start. You know where to find that answer. You know where to find that answer. My hair is sticking up like a little alfalfa sprout back there. No one ever told me that. God, guys. Because I need the difference. Laziness. There, well, you're honest about it. There you go. It's rough out there. I get it. I get that. Try to carve out some dedicated time for it. Make a habit out of it. I do it every morning. That's how I became consistent. I found a good time for me to do it. I do it before work, not after work. That way, I'm not fucking tired from work. That was my secret. But I think, like, I need, like... So I'm doing this on a per... This is per effect entity. Yeah, okay. I need, like, a float for, like... total magnitude from this effect. Which would really be like what it was before this and what it is after this. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? New base value is no, I don't think what I should be doing there. I don't think 30 minutes is enough time to learn how to code. I'll be honest, I don't think that's enough time. I don't think you're going to learn very much in 30 minutes. I think you need at least a couple hours. So I think I need this effect starting value. This effect's starting value equals new base value. And this is a per attribute. We're looping over the action. So if I have override in here, that's the only one that's going to be in here. Let me write that down. If we have an override, let me actually return here to make that explicit. I think returning here is actually a bit more explicit here. If we have an override channel, that is the only one that is in here. Return. Okay. No, because I need to fucking do shit here. I need to fucking do shit here. And then at the end here, at the end, the float final, this This affects final value. I'll need to do this for base and current value. So that'll be attribute get current value minus this affects starting value. That is the final magnitude. We'll say magnitude here. I think that would be it. So let me get the rest of these in here. We want give me another one of those for multiply. It hides the previous declaration. That hides that? Call it we'll explicitly call it. Then we'll call this add magnitude aggregation and multiply. How is that in scope? How is that in scope here? That is so strange to me. How is override mag ag in scope here? Does that make sense to anyone? I feel like Ryder is lying to me right now. How is this variable in scope right now? I guess the inline if, it's the same as if you did it above the line and then put the... I feel like this is disingenuous to like the scope of the variable, actually. Anyways. It's declared inside the nested conditional. It's not, though. It's declared outside of it. Like, it's effectively, like, the compiler, like, this is what's actually happening, right? That's why. But then it's like, writing it like that makes it seem like this is only valid when it's true, right? But that's not the case. And it's just the compiler is doing fancy things. Fancy things here. Okay, so we don't just want to set it equal, we want to do plus equals here. And then times equals here, I think. No, I can't do this. I can't do this, actually. I can't do it this way. I need to put the... I need to do it. I need to loop over... I need to start... I need to put the modifier operators on the outside, because otherwise it's gonna go additive, then multiplicative, then additive, then multiplicative. Which is not how that should work. It should happen all in one step. I need to switch this, actually. I need to change this around. Which is why I need to tally up the totals, actually. Modifier magnitude operation. I guess, but I already have like all the base values and stuff. I already have all the base values and stuff. But I don't want to iterate over each effect and then I'll apply that. No, I have to do the operators on the outside. I have to do this on the outside. Mod ag by op type. Yeah, I have to. Okay, we need like, I need like another function. Oh Jesus, this is gonna be. I have apply mod. Maybe I need an apply magnitude function. Oh, this is gonna be messy. Gonna be messy. Okay, so old base value. I think that still needs to be there. Then I think we only do. I guess if it contains override. We can just get that out of the way and do that. Otherwise, we can just do the rest of them, and like return here or something. I don't know what we do there. I have to find it. I have to find it. I almost want to flip this map around here. Because now I would have to iterate over all of the entries here to find the fucking overrides. I guess there should only be one in there though, at that point. There should only be one in there at that point. Entry.key. I'll just set it equal to override. Oh no, entry.key is the entity. So we need entry.value.find override. So this is auto-ref odd-mag ag, which is a pointer. And override, I guess override could apply to base and current. I feel like override should only apply to current, right? So we would just do attribute get current value. How is there ever a possibility where override can apply to only one or the other or both? It should apply to only current value, right? Overriding, it's overriding. It doesn't matter if it's current or base. B apply to base value. Do I account for? I don't think I account for that. Apply to base value, and we're just looking at the effect entity. Apply to base value. Okay, let's just do this. If mod op, I'm gonna do this backwards. If mod op equals override, current value magnitude equals magnitude. Else, get rid of that and throw that in there. Okay. Doesn't matter if it should apply to base value or not. If we're overriding, we're overriding. Math is math. Math is math. So we just grab old value as old to current value. Mod mag ag dot final magnitude. And then the final magnitude is old value minus whatever this is, right? Would we do minus? Like that's how much has applied? No, the minus, I did the minus backwards. If we have a higher value, that should go first, and we subtract it, that's a positive number. Yeah. Yeah, so we snapshot the old value. The final magnitude is the difference. The difference. Am I thinking about that right? Does override apply to current value? I don't know why. I'm sus that that's the case. I'm sus that that's the case. Why didn't I think about that before? I had override potentially applying to both base and current value. Does that make sense actually? Okay, so the difference between base and current value is the difference between an infinite effect and an instant, or a duration-based effect and an instant effect that doesn't have a duration. Effects that don't have durations just get applied to base value, and then that stays there, basically. But like when you're doing an override, is that what you would want to do? I don't know that that's what you would want to do. Like if I have an effect, an instant effect that overrides health, am I saying that I want to set health? I don't care what any other effect does for this frame. I am setting health to a particular value, and it should stay there. Actually, I think that should only apply to base value in that case. Health is kind of a weird one, because I don't know if health has a different, would it even ever have a difference between base and current value. I think health would only have base value, right? Okay, let's do something like stamina. You could have a temporary stamina buff. If you have a stamina buff that overrides stamina, if it's duration based, it should apply to current value and override it for the current time frame. But if I have an instant effect, I think I should still have the difference between the two. I think I still need that difference, actually. Put it back. Put it back. Put it back. Okay. The thing is there, I'm not adding any more. Give me one moment. Okay, sorry folks, we're back. You hopping on OSRS today? I have not played OSRS in quite some time. Barely played it back in the day. What are the external APIs used here? What are you talking about? None? I mean, this is just Unreal Engine. Although I don't think I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay. I really hope I can get this attribute mod calculation stuff figured out before I have to hop off for work today. That would be a nice little cherry on top for the day, I think. So yeah, what were we doing? Overriding. Yeah, so if it contains override. I just get the first. Is there a way to get the first of this? Like first. You can't, I take it you can't do this from, I mean, I guess you fucking can. Oh, but that would be the entity, right? Okay, so yeah, I think we do have to do something like this. Saw a wolf spider on my desk. That's fucking terrifying. Those are the big ones, right? And then it scurried under some trash. And I had to clean my entire desk real quick since it now exists in a superposition. Did you find it? That would be the worst part if you cleaned your desk and you didn't find it. Because then it's like, is it still fucking in my room somewhere? Or is it in the trash can? Did I pick up a fucking spider without knowing it? Yeah, that's terrifying, dude. You might as well just burn down the desk. I think you got to get rid of the desk at this point. Yeah, I don't envy you. Good luck. Good luck. Everyone say a prayer for our brave soldier. Here lies Strophium. Blessed, followed be his name, dead by spider superposition. They're big, but usually harmless to humans. Yeah, but it hurts my psyche. It's not about it being dangerous to me. It's gross and scary, and it hurts me emotionally. And that oftentimes hurts worse than the physical. I don't mind it, dude. Yeah, fuck a wolf spider. I don't want to look up pictures, but I think those are the big ones, right? Those are bigger ones. Fuck a, little itty bitty spider in the corner of my room. I'll let it exist until it fucks off, A big spider, no, that shit's dying. That shit's getting the fuck out of my room. Hell no. Wolf spiders do psychic damage. Yeah, I think so too. 1d6 psychic damage? Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's 1d6 times some size multiplier. I think for all spiders. What am I seeing right now? What are you doing? We're talking about wolf spiders at the moment. I'm doing some game dev though. I'm working on an ability system, specifically on attribute calculations. And I had it working before, but I need to rebuild the calculations so that I can have gameplay effect execution events with the final evaluated magnitude. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. Or like slender body, tiger stripes, long, yeah, fuck no. Jumpers? Fuck no, dude. Fuck no. Yeah, get that the fuck out of my room. I'm moving at that point. We can get some pretty big spiders where I'm at, but like that's kind of rare. And you only really see those outside. Did you manage to get health calculations working yesterday? I had to leave for work. Yeah, the health calculations were always working. I just needed the events for damage. The damage to health relationship was what was not working. But yeah, that does work now. Well, it works in this Unreal Engine. The Unreal Engine that is my code is not compiling at the moment because we're working on it. For what game? My game. When people ask what game are you working on, do they think that I'm working on like an existing game? that like some company's game that I'm curious, because when people say that, that's what I picture, but maybe they're just asking what the name of my game is. I don't know though. In either case, it's my game and I don't have a name for it, so I don't have a great answer to that question. Anyways, yeah, so override. We're gonna do override. Change this to old base value. Let's delete that for now. Or at least move it outside the scope. Float old current value. Final magnitude is not that yet. Old current value. An attribute set current value. Is that what you would do there? Is that what I would do there? Is that what I want to do there? Because first of all, it would be that. And then mod mag ag final magnitude would be old current value would now be the current value magnitude. It's like, what is the point of base value here then? Just in case there isn't one. But I'm setting current value. I should probably set current value equal to. See, the thing is, oh, I need to check the. Okay, I need to check if B has changed. Oh, this is on the mod mag ag. Right. Okay, this is making more sense to me now. It's all coming back to me. Has changed base value. If has changed current value. Okay, that makes more sense to me. That makes more sense now. If we have changed the base value, and then setting the current value. Let me look at how I was doing this before. Current value, yeah, we're just setting current value equal to. Okay, so we're just doing a strict override on current. That, I think that makes sense, because then base value is going to persist, I think. Old current value, and then we would want to attribute get current value. I think else here we need to, I think this is maybe what I was missing. I think an else on the current, yeah, because if we haven't changed the current value, it should just be equal to the base value for override. Override is special. What's the idea of the game? Fantasy roleplay, RPG, Colony Sim Roguelite. And so it'll be a fantasy RPG. I'll have procedural terrain, procedural destructible terrain, AI generated quests. I can show that real quick. We just happen to have that up and running still. So here's some procedural terrain generating. So it's just like one random seed. One small section of the world. The world's going to be very large, and I'm intending to run all of it, which, you know, a lot of games don't do. So it's a technical challenge that I'm trying to get through, which is why I'm rewriting the gameplay ability system, because I wrote my own ECS to run, you know, thousands and thousands of entities. And the gameplay ability system, it's like the built-in system in Unreal Engine. It's not performant enough times 1,000. So I'm trying to write my own. I'm trying to write that into the ECS. So yeah, got some random caves too, which is like, even when you're not doing things procedurally in game dev, having concavity in your terrain is notoriously a pain in the ass. So the fact that I was able to get that working for procedural terrain is just chef's kiss. It was such a pain in the fucking ass, but it looks awesome. And now we got these like cool little, we got like some noodle caves, noodles, noodly noodles. The noodles turn into planar caves as well, which is kind of weird. But then we got the cheese caves. There's not really, this is a cheese cave. So, okay, yeah, that's your cheese cave, your blobular caves. Yeah. So yeah, that's, I would show my character is kind of broken right now and I don't know why, but here's the world map. Each pixel on this world map is a terrain chunk. So if I click here, 1, 2, 3, so there's like a radius of 4 terrain chunks. So that's like this big. And then the world's like 15 kilometers large. So it's I'll probably end up making it smaller because that's really fucking big. I don't think you're gonna be interested in the game for 15 kilometers worth of fucking terrain. But each one of these different colors is like a different zone. It's supposed to be like a different biome and stuff like that, but I only have a couple biomes. So if you look at the top here, you can see like the different names of them as I hover over them. They're all like randomly generated names. So this is Silverleaf Thicket, Shadow Blight Hollow, the Quartz Desert, Wailing Woods, the City of Gold, the Marble Arch, Moonwhisper Lake, the Doctor's Hospital of Healing. Some of them are kind of shitty. Like these are all just like random AI generated names. Ironthorn Hollow. Eventually we'll get those names to be flavorful. We'll pass in the Troll Bridge of Grumble. Ah, yes. The Grumble Bridge. I know of it, yes. What do you know of the Grumble Bridge? Ah, well. Yeah. So that's working on. That's the game. That's the game. Trying to get attribute calculations working in a good way here. But I think this is good. I think this is good for override. So let's do an else here for the others. All the others. And so I'll do, this is where we need to loop through here. Much preferred to the Grundle Bridge. Ah, yeah, the Grundle and Grumble rivalry goes far back. Yeah. Like the Sackville, those dirty Sackville Bagginses. Trixie Hobbitses. Anyways, we have entry. Yeah, so then we do this for blue. Let's find it for add. Do another one if multiply base. Here we go. Okay. The land of the Hydras goes hard. Yeah, now I just need like a Hydra mob. Yeah, eventually, because those are all AI generated names that I just dumped into a database, so there's no context to any of those names. But eventually, when the world's created, I'll either have a local LLM running or I'll make an API request And I'll just like pass in, you know, all the shit that spawned into that zone. Like I'll pass in like what kind of terrain noise it is. Like, are these gently rolling hills? Is this like a super rocky, craggy zone? You know, what resources are in this zone? What points of interest, which I haven't done yet, are in this zone? You know, is it foresty? Is it deserty? That kind of thing. So eventually, you know, what kind of mobs are spawned in there? Maybe there are a bunch of fucking hydras, you know? So eventually that'll do a really good job of coming up with flavorful names. Like, I don't think I'll get the fucking Aztec Temple of Sacrifice once I start passing that information in there. And then the flavorful names are just like doing a great job of just conveying flavor, you know? Sorry if I'm pulling you away from making the cut. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's good to show. It's kind of hard to draw the line between like getting things done and interacting with chat and showing off the game. You know, it needs to be a balance. Some streams I just need to get some shit done, so I don't do very much of that. But yeah, I know there's people, especially in the YouTube Shorts stream. Like I got the horizontal streams as well. The horizontal streams, I think people, you know, have heard me say the same things over and over again. But the YouTube short stream, there's new people all the time, so it's good to recap where we're at. Anyways, additive modifier magnitude aggregations. Oh no, because we need to. Yeah, we need to do this on it per. Yeah, so I need to do 2 loops here, actually. One for multiply, one for add. So for each effect. Let me call this an effect entry. I think that'll make it a bit more explainable as to what's happening here. And as to which scope we're at. So we would tabulate all of the additives up, and then we would tabulate all of the multiply. The additive ones are easy. How would I get the final evaluated magnitude of the multiplies? I would need to. I think I just can't. I think I still can do it on a per effect basis. I just can't do it before I do the additives. And this is actually, multiply base should actually go first. And I need to come up with different, there needs to be more of these actually. And I think the way that I'm using multiply is, I don't know, am I actually ever using this? Am I ever actually using a multiply modifier op? I don't think I am. I don't think so. Region health. Apply attribute mod effect data. Let's just add. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything with multiply yet. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna change that. So this should actually be multiply final. There's different points in the calculation. So we would do add base. I wonder, should I have ones for separate? Let's not worry about. This is going to be after additive. And I'll have one for multiply. Multiply before additive. Mod mag ag. So do I need to do base value first as well? There actually needs to be 4 loops here. Or can I do current value? For additive, I can do it at the same time because it's not based off of what happened before. For current value, it does matter. What was I doing before here? I would do all base values and then all current values. I think I can do, let's do base and current here. No, because current needs to start at, let's just keep it the same as what it was before. So float, old base, value, new base value. That's what we're tabulating. So we're like float. This affects starting value. We can just call that starting value, and I'll say, I guess I don't need to, yeah, we just need to do that. So this affects starting value. We have changed base value. But shit, I don't, well, I need to, I guess I need to store this. Okay, yeah. Okay, so then we're gonna go mod mag ag final magnitude. We need to like increment this by this affects starting value, or is it that? Is it that? This affects starting value, new base value. That was what it was before, and then we add to it. So that should be the larger number, and then we subtract, and then that'll be a positive number. If it goes lower though, then that'll be final magnitude. Wait, if that goes lower, we subtract plus. I think that part makes sense. So the final magnitude, we just need to be tabulating it rather than setting it equals to like we did before. Okay. Old base value, and that's like the original. So this will be used at the very end, I think. At the very, very end. Okay. And then once we get here... And this is for base value. Okay, so multiply after is actually, okay, I think my equation is deviating from what the built-in gameplay ability system does. And I think that's okay for now. This affects starting value. B has changed base value. New base value times equals base value magnitude. So we're actually iterating over all of the effects here. So we apply all the additive base values. We apply all the multiplicative base values. And actually, new base value. Yeah, new base value is correct there. Effect entry. Okay, so now I think we just need to do the... I set base value here at the end too. Attribute, set, base value, new base value. We set that there. And then I go float old current value, new current value. We set it equal to attribute get base value. That is the current, that is the starting new current value. Let me copy this, and I should probably put this into a function, but has changed current value magnitude. And so we will be adding on to this. Yeah, we will be adding on to the pre-existing tabulated final magnitude. New base value is not what we should be using here. It should be new current value. Let me do that. Am I done? Am I done? Well, I need to set current value, I suppose. But I need to do the pre-change and stuff like that. Yeah, so I need to do the rest of this. Grab me that. There we go. There we go. And then for override, well, let's actually do this. Shit, I guess I need to do this in both places, because now the override part is in a different scope. She's in a different scope. Although I could just do this in the same scope. That would be a little disingenuous as to what's actually going to happen, though. I like how explicit this is. It's just going to cause me to write a little bit more code. But yeah, readability is greater than just duplicate. And I can throw this in a function, right? I can throw this in a function. New current value. There we go. So I think we can get rid of that comment now. I think we've satisfied the comment there. And let's throw that into a function while we are at it. Void U attribute processor. All right, maybe I'll just do handle attribute change. And then let's copy that. Let's just maybe put that in there. So we want attribute data. We want new and old value. Old, new. We want attribute type. I need attribute data. Attribute change. I need a lot of information here. Entity. I need that as well. Attribute type, and then let's go attribute data, attribute change data, attribute. Wow, the AI was fucking clutch there. That was nice. That was nice. So let's throw that. This is the old code, so just keeping that updated for posterity. Okay. And then I think within attribute change, now I can, within handle attribute change, it's going to be very easy for me to do the post get like the gameplay effect executes. Well, I guess I would need to pass that information in there, but yeah, I guess I would need to pass in the ag channels still. There's a lot of information still needs to happen in here, I suppose. Okay. Pre-attribute change, set current value, handle the post, yeah. And so I guess the additional information I would need in here, and I think this is all, can I delete all this now? Let me just look over this. Let me think about how I'm doing this. Let me make sure that this is correctamundo. This was me speccing out the new information, so this is not correcto. Okay. So this is the old way. Old. Up here is new. Calculate base value first. I'm handling override separately now, so really I only care about this. But then this is on a per attribute basis. We're already on a per attribute scope. We add all of the base value magnitudes that have been... Okay, so I think that's going to be a bit different. No, because we do all the adds first, and then we do all of the multiplies. No, we got it right. We got it right. Calculate base value first, and then we do current value, because current value starts from base value. It does not start at the old current value, like base value does. Different. Welcome in, everyone. Well, what am I trying to say? Welcome in, though, everyone. I am working on a game. I'm attempting to rewrite the gameplay ability system within Unreal Engine, such that it is more performant, because I want to fill out an entire world worth of entities. So I have, this is procedural terrain. My character's not working at the moment, but here's the world map. It's all like procedurally generated. The world map is, the terrain is, all of these are different zones with different terrain noises. Hopefully, I have a couple different biomes at the moment. I have underground caves. That's a randomly fucking generated cave here. Nice little noodle cave. Right? So here's what underground looks like. And I want to run the whole world, which is a significant technical challenge. Or at least run as much as possible. So I wrote my own ECS ECS is a system to very efficiently run thousands and thousands of entities based on, CPU architecture, basically. Cache locality is what it would be called. And yeah, I want the whole world to be running. I want to be able to create a colony. I want to be able to recruit colonists. I want to be able to interact with other NPC ran colonies throughout the world. I want to be able to run around and explore and quest. So yeah, here's the world. This is what I'm trying to work on. Not the world, but like the systems within the world. I would show like some dynamic tree chopping and some resource gathering and I do have some colony sim tasks and stuff as well. Like you can tell colonists to go like pick up mushrooms and stuff and whatnot. That's not working at the moment. Nothing's working at the moment. That is what the world looks like, and that's what I'm intending to do with it. So yeah, I think I'm ready to delete the old code, guys. I think I'm ready to delete it. Yay. Okay, I need to pass some additional information into handle attribute change. So this is where I think I'm done with the equation. I think so. I think I'm done with it. There are some things that I need to clean up for fucking sure. This is not the prettiest way to do it. Yeah, so there's definitely some low-hanging fruit in terms of refactors here already. There's already legacy code, and I just finished writing the system. Isn't that how it always goes, though? It always ends up that way, despite your best intentions. Anyways, let's pass in... I need to pass in the aggregation channels. Now, am I using this one at all? fmodop ag channels. Oh, I deleted that. Wait, am I using this variable? I am not. We can delete that. We're just using that for deps, for dependent attributes. Okay. We handle attribute change. Yeah, we want to pass in the aggregation channels. We want to pass in the aggregation channels here. We might as well just pass in the entire attribute mod effect map into here. That's just going to be the easiest way to pass it in. Attribute data, attribute changed data, attribute old value, current value. I don't just fucking slam that in there. Attribute mod effect map. So that should have all the information that we need. There should be all the information we need to do what now? I need to create listeners now. That's what I need. So I need some more entity data. Let's create. We're gonna call this effect execute. What do I call the other one? I have attribute change listeners. I call that attribute changed entity data. I call that attribute changed entity data. So now I want effect execute, maybe just listener data. Effect execution listener or something like that. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, what I have now, it would actually skip some gameplay effect executes if there's an override on it. Is that what I would want, or would I want to know? Would I want to know that? Like it executes, but it just has a magnitude of 0 because it got overridden by something else. I don't know that I care about that at the moment. Let's just keep plowing ahead. We'll come back and refactor that when we need to, if I ever need that functionality. Because really what this is going to be for is like visual effects and like damage numbers, you know, maybe a little health region number or shit like that, right? So this is going to be like effect execute callback entity data. Let's call it listener entity data. It's kind of a long name. Okay, throw that over there. Let's do include effect execute listener entity data. Give me the generated goodies use struct for f effect execute listener. Do I need, is execute kind of implied here? I think execute's kind of implied in the name. Can I refactor this already? Let's just do effect listener entity data. Oh, nice, and I changed the file name too. Okay, so I need to create a delegate. And what do we need here? So I do need to know, what do I need to know here? This should be f on effect execute. I will need to know f entity, the effect entity, or that. I will need to know the effect entity, old value and new value. I think I just need magnitude. And that's going to be the... That is going to be the final magnitude. Final evaluated magnitude, basically. What else? What other information do I need? Because I basically have everything from the effect entity. Let me go back into that. What else did they do? All tags and stuff, that's all going to be on like the target entity. I can get that. Location, I can get that. Instigator. Is it really as simple as magnitude and entity? I guess though that's what I'll start it at. Oh no, because I could want the per... I would want the breakdown of the attribute, the effects attribute modifier to the final magnitude. Yeah, that's what I want. So do I definitely shouldn't do multiple events. So never mind. Don't we're not going to do multiple events per a single effect. We want one event per an effect execution. That should maybe just get an array of some struct. Yeah, which is that probably that event data I spec'd out. Effect execute event. So take that off there. We're going to put that in here. Throw that up there. Effect execute event. I think that should be... That should be what it is. Effect... What do I call this? Execution event? Yeah, just call it that. I don't know, it could be nice to just do a struct here. So let's just, yeah, we'll put it all in the struct. So just one param. One param there. On effect execute, execute it. Why are you... Why are you being weird about this? Oh, one params is not, it's one param, duh. Entity attribute. I mean, that should be on the attribute modifiers. So that doesn't make sense to have there. The T array of modifiers. I mean, I guess if I care about the modifiers, I would grab those off the attribute data, although I wouldn't have the per modifier breakdown at that point. Let's do a T array of T pair. Can I do T pair in blueprints? I would want to include that. U property, blueprint, read only. U property, blueprint, read only. Can we do a T pair? I would be shocked if we could. I am shocked. I am absolutely shocked. There's no way that compiles. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Am I in a state where I can check for compilation here? Okay, we're gonna try and rerun it. Let's see what happens. No, you can't. I fucking knew it. I knew it. So I need another goddamn struct. And I don't want to put the final magnitude on that. And what do I have? I have this mod mag ag. Modifier magnitude aggregation. It should be a different struct, right? I shouldn't leak those two structs. It should be a new struct, yeah. So let's do this. We're gonna do entity, effect, entity, and then we're gonna do. We're not gonna call this execute event. We're gonna call this effect modifier magnitude. Is that name already taken? I feel like I will have already taken that name. No. No, I haven't. Okay. And then on here, we put the attribute modifier and the final evaluated magnitude. Final magnitude. Okay, so that's what we would do. And then I have the entity, and then I want a T array of that final magnitudes. Does that need to be blueprintable? Or no, I just need to do 3 param. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that signature. On effect execute. Yeah, let me look. Let me take a peek. See. Wait, what are you mad at? Oh no, it's 2 params. 2 params. I can't count apparently. Do you guys know that? Y'all ever can't count? Uh-oh. Wait, why are you? Oh, you're not a type because you're not imported. Yeah, you are. You are, and then you're both blueprintable and a blueprint type. Does this need to be blueprint type? Okay, that was the issue. Okay. Unreal Engine, so picky. So picky. Okay, let me look back at the attribute chain. Yeah, so I need the map here of these, right? And I guess I need to understand the entity ID here would be useful, but I can always get that off of the entity itself. Slightly less performant though that way. On attribute change. I think I need that. I think I need this. Something like a effect execution handler for only trigger once, and then we put the on effect execute in there. There needs to be an ID as well. Not dizzle. And then I guess I need to understand what this actually needs to be stored by well, it is stored by int already. It is stored by entity already. Because we put it on a fucking entity. And this was listening for, yeah, I think I just need to listen for I gotta think about what I would use these for. So like I developed this with damage numbers in mind, but I'm also thinking about like dot ability effect, like VFX. For damage numbers, I would get the... I wouldn't want to subscribe by... I would still want to subscribe by entity attribute. So yeah, for damage numbers, I'd be like, hey, anything that affects health, I want to listen to that. Well, I could either do that, or I could pass in... I guess it would be like a type of... I guess it would be... if I wanted to say just listen for damage events, I guess with this system, there's no way to explicitly do that. I would have to listen for health changes. I would have to listen for all the things that affect health, and then every time health changes, I would get like the calc. I would get like a region health in there or something as well, which I wouldn't want to listen to. But I think having a parameter here for effect ID would be super useful, which is just fname. Which is just fname. Probably could abstract it further into some interface too, just something that signals when it influences properties or something. I don't know what specifically you're talking about when... I don't know what you're saying to abstract into an interface. But I don't think that there's anything here that can go into an interface, because it's ECS data. Just need to figure out how I want to subscribe to gameplay effect executions. Yeah, unless there's like some condition that I can pass in. Can I do like a tag query? Might be off track here, not a ton of context yet. I was just thinking at high level around who owns damage dealt type of thing. Yeah, so I'm not trying to solve like who owns the damage, like that's, so I wrote my own ECS, which handles everything, and I'm trying to rewrite the gameplay ability system into the ECS. So every effect is an entity in the ECS system. Entities have a collection of entity datas. Those entity datas, there are specific types of them that have effect logic on them. And one of them is just context data, which will have like source and target and stuff like that, and ID. And now I'm creating a piece of data to listen to effect executions so that I can say, hey, you know, for my player is an entity, right? I want to be able to say, hey, I want to know when a damage event happens so that I can show damage numbers, right? When damage happens to my player, when my player deals damage. And I guess these right now, these listeners would have to go on to the things that we're targeting. I guess it's kind of annoying that maybe damage should kind of be a special one, just to make it a bit more efficient. I would still need the final magnitude would still be good, but like having a general effect listener execute thingo. And I guess I would want to subscribe by, in that case, if I wanted to just do some VFX for like when a dot gets triggered or something. Well, I would want to know like on apply as well. Effect listener entity data. So effect listener entity data. Yeah, that's not necessarily, although I could put both of them in here. So there's actually multiple events. There could be effect, apply and remove events as well. Call this effect event handler, actually. Refactor this. Change this to effect event handler. And this will be just for execution handlers. And then I would need one for application and removal, probably, is another event. Let's reorder those. On effect apply, we'll call them listeners. On effect execute listeners. Then on effect remove listeners. And then I would want to do, here's actually where it's F name right now, which I don't like. I don't like that we're doing F name here. It should be maybe a data table row handle, which I don't like. Data table row handle. I want to make an actual handler, or a handle rather, class for my effect entities. Effect event handler, and this is just like on, change this to on effect event, because now this is just generic. On effect event. Only trigger once. We'll remove it after that. Some GUI ID there. Some GUID. Final magnitudes. Yeah, we should have... I guess I already have the data table row handles here in the effect listener, so I'll just grab it off there and use it, I suppose. But I would need to match those up, yeah. Back to the attribute processor in handle attribute change. If an attribute has changed, I need to iterate over these. I need to grab the F... What am I calling it? Effect listener. Listener entity data. Let's just assume we have that passed in. If they are not equal, we have execute change listeners. That is for, I guess, attributes and stuff and such. Execute change listeners. Do I have a different function for the yeah, I think a different function. So name this to execute attribute change listeners. And let's make one for execute effect event listeners. Well, this would specifically be execution. And there may be another kind of scenario I need to account for where, because I was thinking that like gameplay effect execution, like the actual execution of an effect, like it could be a periodic effect. It's basically always just going to be some attribute. But I think like there is a scenario where on a periodic basis, you would just want to apply a different effect. Potentially. I don't think I have any use for that right now, but something to think about for the future. Okay, let's see here. What do I want in here? I'll just fucking create this function. I don't know why you wanted to get put all the way up there. Okay, what do I need here? I would need effect entity, or no, I just need the, I need the effect listener data. Yeah, this is not what I need. I need the effect listener entity data. Effect listener data, good. Good. I did, oh yeah, I have to remove it if it's only trigger once here, I think, yeah. Yeah. So if I have this effect listener data, has already been declared with a different type. Wait, what? Oh, yes it has. Yes it has. Already had it there. Already had it there. If effect, we want to go auto hand listeners. I call them listeners here. Handlers in the other one. Equals effect listeners data. Is that good? This is on effect execute listeners. Find. I guess I need to iterate over the other thingy. What was it? What was it? This thing. I need this. I need that. We need to iterate over that. Well, for each one of these, no, we iterate over this. We get rid of all that. Restart. For each effect listener data dot on effect execute listeners. This is a let me go back to the data here. This would be a data. Okay, yes. Let's just go call it entry. Then I'll go f name effect idizzle equals entry.key.row name. And then I need to, for each one of these, yeah, which order should I iterate over? Having a custom inline something to pass in makes sense. Otherwise have boilerplate for 90%. Just like for quick setup, an enemy gets quick access to deal damage but can have some option to override. Yeah, so all of that is very, very far outside of like what I'm not sure if you're familiar with like an ECS system, but yeah, this is not like a typical way of doing things, and like an ECS is for a very, very efficient iteration on like thousands of entities and stuff. Like it focuses on principles of CPU cache locality, and so ECS stands for entity component system. And the component part of it is different pieces of entity data that handle things. And these need to be like really tightly compacted structs that are stored in contiguous blocks of memory to make iteration very efficient. And so we have to do things in a very specific way. And like, as far as dealing damage goes, like I already have all that. Like all of that's already built in. So what I'm just trying to do now is listen for events. And it's a general thing. So there's a piece of entity data here, which I'm not happy about the size of. 240, that's a fucking lot. Not happy about that. But I need to listen for generic gameplay events, right? Generic effect executions. An effect could be anything. It could be damage. It could be other things. And so I'm just trying to work through this problem generically. Morning, hope the rewrite is going well. Yeah, we're almost done rewriting the attribute calculation. Well, I did finish the attribute calculation rewrite for the 3rd time. And now it'll handle per gameplay effect magnitude aggregations. Like per attribute, per gameplay effect, per modifier operator. So you need to apply like all the additives first and the multiplicatives. And we have all that tabulated now, basically. We have all that aggregated. I have all the information I need to execute the listeners. Now I just need to figure out like what... Honestly, right now I'm just trying to figure out what's the best iteration order here. Like, which one's going to be smaller is what I should ask. The number of effects executing per frame or the number of effect listeners. I actually think the number of effects executing per frame per entity would be a lower number. So that should probably be on the outside. And then we can just, yeah, I think that's what we should do. Mod map and then final effect magnitudes. Wait, did I populate that? Did I populate that? I don't think I actually populated that. What final effect magnitudes I don't think I'm actually using, so I should probably delete that. Yeah, I should delete that. I don't actually so the ag channel has the final, that has the final evaluated magnitude on it, which actually is on a per mod operator. Can't wait to see the profiler results for this. I am fully accepting that this is probably actually going to be less performant than the built-in one. But I will work on that. We will get that done. So the final magnitude I actually need to store on... I guess I need to add... This is where I ag... Well, no, because I'm... Oh, yeah, it's split across modifier operations. Okay, so I actually have that set up differently. I should maybe make a new one of these. What did I do in, remind me again, effect listener entity data. So we just have effect modifier and the magnitude of that modifier. I guess I don't have that actually. I could put a pointer to the attribute modifier on the modifier magnitude aggregation. Fuck. Yeah, I kind of do want a separate map, actually. Now I realize why I put that there in the first place. I don't think it should be an array. This should be the T-pair of attribute modifier to float. Final effect magnitudes, and let's rename that final modifier magnitudes. But there needs to be an array. This needs to be in a fucking array, doesn't it? Jesus Christ. Ah, Christ. I'm following the listener aspect. I guess that's just something that can be viewed going from A to B or B to A. So I think I'm thinking about the listener called from individual structs, then a listener watching each actions. I think those are the two ways in mind. You keep a devlog of completed activities. No, not really. I just click go live each day. Final modifier magnitudes. Okay, so this I actually need to go back and fill this out whenever we're tabulating this thing. So do I have... Where am I using effect modifiers at? Actually, I do think I need a pointer to the modifier here on the modifier magnitude aggregation. Because I can't really tie the magnitude aggregation back to whence it came. From whence it came. I can only tie it back to the entity. So I guess what would be easiest here would just be to put this here. And we pre-pop that, right? That's pre-popped. Is this gonna work? Calculate dependencies, attribute mod map, effect modifiers, find or add, calculate dependencies. Wait, do I never pre-populate that? That might not even ever actually work. Because I iterate over the aggregation channels, and nothing's been put in the aggregation channel yet. Yeah, I haven't put anything in the aggregation channel. I thought oh, aggregate magnitudes. Is that where I pre-popped it? Oh no, I pre-populated, or no, I did the effect modifiers. Oh, yeah, okay, what I wrote is not going to work. Fuck. Okay, I gotta wrap this in another loop. Oh, no. Oh, it's getting so hairy. It's getting so hairy. Yeah, that is actually fucking empty. That is actually fucking empty. Aggregate magnitudes. Hang on, that should be... Move that up. So we're gonna iterate through... We're already on a per attribute basis. For this attribute, we iterate over the effect modifiers. Those have been pre-populated. So we have an array of effect entity to their attribute modifiers. Mod effect map.attribute modifiers. So we have an entry, then we get the attribute modifier. I guess for each one of these, I need to iterate. If I were to pre-populate these, I would need to iterate through mod effect. Wait, what am I? And then what am I doing with this? Am I fucking using that? I am not using that anywhere. Why did I do that? Mod effect map. Oh, the apply magnitude does it. Oh, it was in. Okay, okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. I was doing it. It was just not where I thought it was. Okay. Okay, that should have all of that. I just need to make sure. I need to actually, let's actually just pass in the attribute modifier itself, because we need that pointer. We need that pointer. So rather than the modifier operation, effect entity, what do I need effect entity for? I guess I still need that, but we'll do this here. Attribute modifier, make it a pointer. Attribute modifier, we need to know that. We need to know that. So everywhere, oh god, sorry. Attribute modifier, pointer, barely knower, okay? Modifier op. There we go. Find or add, find or add. Is there a way to make that prettier? No, there's not. There's not really. I'm gonna try anyway. No. Like battling the prettier right now. That's the best I got. And it looks like shit. Okay, so I just need to put this attribute modifier on. Yeah, it should be const. It should be const. I should never edit that. That's bad. That would be bad. That would be bad if that were that to be edited. Okay, so we find or add the ag channel. The ag channel, we just need to set this attribute modifier on. It should already have it in some cases, so. I just don't know if we're adding it, so this is going to be like a no op in some situations. That's okay though. Make a pointer there. Okay, so we have that pointer. Let's add the effect listener data up in here. Effect listener entity data, effect listener data. Slam that in there. And then update that declaration, apply mod. And then we'll need to grab that from the entity system here too. Attribute change data, effect listener entity data. So grab that from the subsystem. Hop lock and drop it down there. We need to make sure we register that with the query. We'll grab that from the query, pass it in, forward it through all these motherfucking functions that I had to write. Dude, what if I didn't use any functions here? What would this look like? It would look like a schizophrenic episode, I think. I think that's what it would look like. We want the ag channels. Give me the ag channels, I think. I think I want the ag channels. And then I think I just do the... Actually, I think let's iterate over final modifier magnitudes here. I guess I need to look up the fucking context data of each... Oh, that's annoying. Of each entity here. All that effect entry.key. Yeah, context data. Okay. I don't think I need entity here. I don't think I need that. Attribute mod effect data, but these final mod thingamajiggers. So when we do this, mod mad ag, final magnitude, I think I need to change that to finding. It's an array of a modifier to float. Should this just be a T map? I think this should just be a T map. This is an effect to an array. Yeah, I think this should just be a T map. Final modifier magnitudes. So we would want to, in here, find, we would want to attribute mod effect map, final modifier magnitudes, find or add on the effect entry dot value, the mod mag ag dot modifier pointer. Oh, and this needs to be a pointer. There we go. Why are you angry? Why are you angry? Oh, I need to find or add twice. Dot find or add. And you know what? Let's write the function on here as well. Apply magnitude. We'll also do... Actually, if we're applying magnitude... Do I apply magnitude here? Got to apply magnitude and apply final magnitude are going to be kind of confusing function names. I'm just going to do it inline. Let's just do it inline. Find or add mod mag ag or effect entry dot key. That is the effect here. Finder add. Now why are you? Argument types. Attribute modifier. A pointer ref. Finder add. Oh, does this have to be const in the map? I think it does. It does. Okay. That makes sense, I think. And so this then becomes auto float. Yeah, this is a float ref. Good Lord, this is a disgusting piece of work. And then this, we set that equal there. That's the override case. So we will need to do this here. And then this final magnitude, we should get rid of that. We shouldn't use that anymore. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. Now we have it. Now we have it after a couple more refacty boys here. I guess I could just have, maybe I should just write a get final magnitude. I think maybe just writing a get final magnitude, or maybe just like a, yeah, because I want a plus equals it. I would need, I can't even spell, magnitude f entity would be effect entity. I don't need apply to base value. Oh, that's, we're writing it on the wrong thing too. Be in here. So get final magnitude effect entity. And then I need the modifier pointer, which needs to be const as well, always const. Modifier, foyer, modifier, barely know her. Okay, so we would just do get final magnitude here with entity. What is entity? No, we want effect entry. Oh, you had it. There you go. It's a bit... it's like the same length. Oh, God. It's a bit more clear, I suppose. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we've tabulated the final things correctly. Now back to our effect execution listeners. We have the context data that we need, and then I need to say... if auto listener data on gameplay effect listeners find context data effect ID. Is that oh no, it's a data table row handle. Yeah, I shouldn't do it like that. It should be F name, which I think I'm gonna fucking change. We're gonna change that for sure. That might be next on the list. The effect IDs, I think I want them to actually be classes. Listeners. Or handlers. Or handler in handlers. On effect event broadcast. Would I need to know which event this is on these listeners? No, because I'm going to make a specific node for each one. Yeah, I'm going to make a specific blueprint node for that. Effect entry dot key. That should always be valid. If it's not, You should crash because I want to fucking know about it. This is a... We need to... Then I need to tabulate the final things. It's an array of effect modifier magnitudes. Okay, so T array, effect modifier magnitudes, and then for each on effect entry dot value. What is this? This is modifier, final modifier magnitude. For each one of these, we can just in place here with, I guess we can create a constructor here too. Construct each of those, and we would want to put in the, I guess we want to copy, and it copies it there. Yeah. So yeah, we would create a copy of the, and that's good. We wouldn't want it to not be a copy. Dot key dot value. Is that effect modifier magnitude? Make a default constructor. Modifier magnitudes. Why can I not in place? Did I do add there? Final modifier. Oh, it's a oh, I need to do one of that. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Now in place. No, we don't in place. We add. No, I think we want to in place get ref. I thought I could in place with args. Oh, do I just do that? Yeah, no, yeah, you don't wrap it. You don't wrap it in. Yeah. Okay, so now we have our modifier magnitudes, and then that's what we go with. But there. And then I said I wanted to do the F name for effect ID, which will change eventually, and that should be 3 params. Yay, it all resolves. We just need to update that function. Yes, make that const, and then we will need to affect listener data, pass in the attribute mod map. Oh, does it compile? Now we get to see if it compiles, and then I'll have to get off because I am past due my time to get off. So while it compiles, I'm gonna see if we can find some to raid. Oh, it fucking doesn't. Oh, it doesn't. Who should we raid? Who should we raid? We haven't raided Zed in a while. We haven't raided Zed. Let's hit up Zed. He's doing some C++ game dev. He's doing like a retro dungeon crawler game, so it's like very Doom-esque is the vibe I get from it. And he's like, you know, made his own engine and stuff like that. So super knowledgeable guy on all things programming. So I'm gonna send you guys over there. I'll have to fix this shit later. I guess it doesn't like my. Am I not supposed to do T-enum? Wait, no, that should be fine. Uh-oh. I think that actually does need to be in there. But yeah, I'm gonna send you guys over there. So thanks everyone for hanging out. I have to go. Bye.